So glad to be back with you guys once again. I felt like maybe some of you might want a yoga class that was a little bit more challenging. So we'll see. Always remember though, every yoga class is your own. It's your own practice. So nothing should ever bring you pain or strain at all during your practice. So challenge yourself to the point where you feel like you're creating strength and you are causing yourself to challenge, but never to a point to where you're hurting. If you hurt here, you're going to hurt later, and that's not what this practice is about. So I wanted to let this practice tonight talk about feelings and how important that feelings are to us. You know, I'm going to read from the book The Secret, which I've read not too very long ago. A very, very good book if you haven't read it. I don't own any stock in it, but just kind of stumbled upon it, and it has brought up a lot of good points. And one of them it talks about is how our feelings tell us very quickly about what we're thinking. You know, it's probably common sense maybe to you. Our feelings drive our thoughts, and our thoughts drive our feelings, and that so drives our life. And we all know that we get sometimes those thoughts that get in our mind and we can't get them out, and they just keep rolling over and over. And sometimes it's because we haven't been still enough to just pay attention to those feelings. That's what they want. You know, they're calling out to you, just wanting attention. So remember, we always say that what we embrace, we can erase. But what we resist will persist. So it's really important to be still and to take the time to notice our feelings, to notice our thoughts. If they so drive our life, and we know that they do, then don't we want to be aware of them? Don't we want to know what it is we're truly feeling and thinking so that we can navigate through this wonderful life the best way we can, and with inner peace and with hopefully love. Love not only for ourselves, but love that we show others. So as we go through this practice today, I want you to think about that. Think about your feelings, think about your thoughts. And as you move through your practice, have those times where if you do feel like your mind is floating back out into this morning or yesterday or maybe even tonight later on, try to pull back in. Try to pull back in and ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? So we'll come to that place where we can be still, where we can be quiet. And we find comfort wherever and however that might be. Maybe it's sitting still here in Sukhasana. Maybe it has one leg drawn back. Maybe you're lying down with your knees up. Whatever allows you just to be still and find comfort and peace. And to allow yourself to recognize what it is you're thinking, what it is you're feeling. Start to notice the sensations in your body. Maybe since you've been still, maybe you notice your breath a little more. Maybe you've noticed how your body needs to move just to allow you to breathe. notice where you held tightness and tension from your day, and being still, settling down, has allowed you to release that tension, that tightness, so that you can relax. Maybe you've noticed subtle things, things that happen all during our day that we don't give thought to often, like swallowing, blinking, our heart beating, blood flowing. Draw in appreciation and gratitude for these things. Take a deep breath in. Allow the face to climb skyward. And breathe out. Allow the chin to float down into the chest. Breathe in. Allow the face to climb skyward again. Breathe out. Bring the chin down into the right collarbone. Breathe in. Lift. Raise the face skyward. Breathe out. Chin flowing down into the left collarbone. Breathe in, bringing the face to neutral. Allow the right ear to gently drop to the right shoulder, stretching through the left side of the neck. Breathe. Lift the chin up, allow it to flow, so that the left ear flows over the left shoulder. Remember, this is shoulder to ear, or excuse me, ear to shoulder, not vice versa. So we're not raising the shoulder, in other words, we're stretching the ear down to the shoulder. Feeling the stretch occur in the right side of the neck. Now lift the chin up and bring the gaze over to the left as if looking towards the left side of the room. That gentle twist in the neck here. And then allow the chin to float across the chest from right to left, back and forth, that half moon sway. Maybe starting to come full circle if you can. One way several times. And then the other. Allow the chin to float up over towards the right as if gazing to the right of the room. Breathe. And release. The head back to neutral, the hands to heart center. Set your intention for your class today. Let this be a class of feeling, of paying attention, awakening to your feelings, to your thoughts. Remember, they drive your life. So be aware of them. Pay attention. Be in the present moment. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let go. Let go of all of that stuff that you brought in with you. Those things that are weighing heavy on your mind, heavy on your shoulders, heavy on your heart. Try your best to let them go. Feel lighter, freer, more at ease, more at peace. Slowly open up the eyes, relax the hands down into the lap, open the legs up into Dandasana, staff pose. So remember, staff pose, Dandasana, is basically just a seated position, but if we do it right, then we're lengthening through the torso, we're lifting through the heart here, we're drawing the navel back to the spine. You can have some bend in the knee if that's what you need. If you can though, lengthen through the legs to stretch through those hamstrings, flex the feet, open up those toes. And then take your right foot, to the outside of the left knee. Remember, we can always hug onto the knee, or you can create resistance, pushing against the knee. Your right arm comes up, then over into your Ardha Matsyendrasana, your half spinal twist. Breathe. Remember here, our hips stay focused forward. So we protect that lumbar spine by twisting from the upper thoracic part of the spine, so the rib cage is up. I'm drawing that right shoulder back. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. And then I release back. And if I can, I bring my left arm underneath my right foot, my right arm wrapped around, coming into rocking the baby. So we move back and forth here, opening up the hip. If you need to make this a little less engaged, we can let that foot flare out a bit. But if you can, pulling that foot in towards the left inner side of the arm. Nice. Release that leg down, stretching through the leg, settling down. Same thing on the opposite side now. My left foot to the outside, I can hug on or I can press against. Flex through that right foot. Bring the left arm up and over your Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. Remember here, I'm lengthening through the torso. I kept the hips forward. I encourage the left shoulder back. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Breathe. And release. Same thing on the opposite side now. I bring my left arm to the outside. Again, maybe it's easier just to hold the foot in the outer portion of the foot. Maybe I can grab in. Maybe one side was really easy to do that and the other side is not. And that is okay. All that means is that one side that was really easy and one side wasn't. So you're just learning about your body. Maybe your dominant side is a lot better at different things than the other, or maybe vice versa. Again, that just is you learning your body. There's no right or wrong to this other than safety features, which I'll always cue you and clue you on. But there's no perfect practice. Remember, do what feels good. Take what you need, leave the rest behind. Stretch through your leg and settle it down. Nice. Find your way to look like a table. So my hands are underneath my shoulders, my knees are underneath my hips. And I want to lift through my heart here into my cow pose. I'm pressing the navel down to the floor. My hands are pushing into the mat. And this is a good thing. I'm pushing my weight into my hands. This weight bearing, we know, is excellent for stimulating bone growth. So it really stimulates those osteocytes to put a little bit of weight in. And I lift through the heart here, but that doesn't mean I need to straighten through my head and neck. And then the opposite. I tighten through my core, around through the back, coming up into my cat pose. And then I flow. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. Again, inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Nice. Now I'm going to take my right leg behind my left. And if I can, I'm going to reach back with my right arm, opening up through the right side of the chest here. I'm pushing into my left hand, which is directly underneath my left shoulder. If this is a little too much here, I can always set my hand right here alongside the side of the abdomen on the oblique. So remember, you can come as little or as much into a posture or a sequence as you need and you choose. Nice. Come back. Same thing on the opposite side now. My left knee behind my right. Again, maybe I set my hand here on the abdomen. Maybe I draw back with the shoulder opening up through the side of the chest, pressing into the opposite arm directly underneath the shoulder. Breathe. So I stretch my arms forward, and I really walk the fingers as far forward as I can, planting the palm onto the mat, opening the fingers wide. You know, our hands need to stretch just like anything else. So open your fingers nice and wide. Let your thumbs look towards one another, and then settle the chest down onto the upper thigh. Let your back lengthen. Press your tailbone into the mat. Maybe your forehead relaxes down to the mat. This is your Balasana, child's pose. This is a place that we always say we honor the body here. So if you ever feel like you need to rest, that you've been pushed too far, come here, whether it's for a moment or several. This is your place. From your child's pose, lift your sit bones up, flow forward, lift your heart, squeeze through the gluteus, your king cobra. Now remember, you've heard me say, if you like the bend in the back, that's wonderful. Allow your legs to float down to the mat. The closer the legs are to the mat, the more bend in the back. If you don't like that, lift your legs up and lengthen through your back. Push into your hands. If you ever want to challenge here when we're in King Cobra, you can always curl through the toes and lift the legs totally off the mat into your up dog. A little more challenging, working against body weight. Now moving into your plank. Lifting the body up, tilting through the pelvic area, pushing into the hands directly under the shoulders. Maybe you settle the knees down, crisscrossing through the legs, maybe not. This is your plank or half plank pose. And then lift your downward facing dog, maybe the first one of the day. So you can always walk your feet a little closer forward if you want a deeper stretch through the leg. I'm pressing my chest back towards the upper thigh. My arms are long, my core is tight, my head is relaxed. There's no strain in my head. In fact, I can move it. I can say yes or no, back and forth. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice. Now, if you can, walk your hands back to your feet. You're coming to a forward fold, as we say. Basically, just as it sounds, the upper body folding over the lower body. So I'm letting my chest press to my upper thigh. My upper body is relaxed. My core is tight. And the weight of my upper body is helping me to stretch through the lower body. Now maybe you stay right here. Maybe you need a bend in your knees. Maybe you want a challenge with me. Shift your weight to your left foot, maybe even bringing your hands over a tad to the left as you lift through the right leg. Doesn't matter how high, this is our standing split. Pressing my chest to my upper left thigh. And maybe staying here, but maybe challenging once again, bending through that knee, keeping the knee on top of the foot as I draw the body back. I can either tap down with the toes onto the ball of the foot here and hold, creating tension in that left foot, or I can challenge, hovering over the floor. My core is tight, my head is relaxed. Drive from the left foot, come back up. Breathe. Again, bend, coming down, tapping, or hovering. Hovering, always more challenging. Keep good form, knee on top of the foot. Drive that leg back up. Breathe. Stretch. Press that chest to the upper thigh. Once again, bend, touch down, or hover. Nice. Now if you've been hovering, press into the ball of the foot and lift the right arm skyward. Very much like your half moon, but your leg is down. Core is tight. Stretch through the oblique on the right. Pushing into the ball of that right foot to keep you balanced. Ease back. Nice. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Your slow reverse swan dive brings you up. Always good to invert and have that head beneath the heart. But if that bothers you, modify. Again, Arms come skyward, swan dive down, forward folding. Shifting to the right now, maybe the hand shifts slightly to the right as well. The left foot behind the right, and then lifting skyward, standing split. So we're building strength, we've created tension. We're practicing balance. We're creating better flexibility. How do you feel? What are you thinking? Breathe. Maybe I stay right here, maybe I challenge. Bend, maybe tapping, putting weight into, maybe hovering. Tight core here, especially if you're hovering. Push from the foot, lift back skyward. Standing split. Again, this is not a race, slow and controlled. In fact, the slower the better. Push, tight core, lift, lengthen. Last one, bend, hover, pushing into that foot, tight core, lift, lengthen, breathe. Nice. Settle that leg back down, maybe moving into that modified half moon. Lifting the arm up. Remember, my weight is in both feet. I'm pushing against the ball of that foot, but I'm pushing my weight into my right foot as well. Lift back skyward. Lower, back down, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive lifts you up. Your hands marry at heart center. Come to the top of your mat and let's start to contemplate the breath. As you move through this flow, think about your feelings. What are you feeling? What are your thoughts? Inhale up. Exhale down, Uttanasana. Inhale, your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, the hands back down. Inhale, your left foot back and your right, your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, flow forward, your plank, half or full. Inhale, lift your heart, King Cobra. Exhale, come back to your plank. Inhale, lift, down dog. Exhale, walk the feet forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, and you're slow, reverse swan dive. Exhaling, your hands at heart center. How do you feel? So, feet are hip width apart. And I want you to bend through your knees and settle into your chair pose, Uttakasana. So I'm trying to level out through the quads. I keep my knees over top of my feet no matter what. But I determine how little or how much I come down. So if I'm here, that's wonderful. If I'm here, that's wonderful. Wherever you need to be, wherever you are, is where you're supposed to be. So I want you to engage. I want you to challenge. Feel the gluteus, feel the quads. If you don't, try to come a little lower. If it causes pain or strain, ease back out. Now I want you to tap. Left hand to right foot and back. Keep your squat. Right hand to left foot and back. So I'm constantly pushing that buttocks down, even here. Lift in the arm and back. Pressing that buttocks back and down, keeping the knees on top of the feet. A few more. Tight core. Press the buttocks back and down. And to the left. Nice. One more set. To the right. And to the left. Nice. Nice. Can we challenge here? Twisting to the right and coming back, and to the left and coming back. Keep your squat to the right and back, to the left and back. Can we challenge a little more? Pick up the foot and down. And the foot. Maybe I'm barely keep picking it up. Maybe my toes stay close to the floor. Maybe I pick it all the way up. Bringing knee to elbow and down. You choose. Press the buttocks back and down. This is balance as much as it is strength. Balance always involves strength, focus, and flexibility. A few more. Remember, I can make this much more simple. Maybe I'm just lifting the heel, but maybe I'm lifting the whole knee. One more set. Lift. Press the buttocks down. Lift. And here. Nice. Now I want you to bring those feet together, a little closer. I want you to step forward with the right foot. Pick up and come forward. Now, find your 90-degree angle on your right leg. Push into that foot. Lengthen through the back leg. Push that heel down. So I want you to really press into the whole foot here. Your core is nice and tight. And I want you to bring the arms skyward. So we can bring that heart right up a bit. Now I want you to think about what you're doing. We're going to really concentrate, focus here. We start off with the front knee bent, the back leg long. Then I want you to shift. Bend through the back leg, lengthen through the front. Dropping the chest as little or as much as you choose. Shift back, lengthen. Lengthen through the back, bend through the front. Again, slow and controlled, tight core. Bringing the arms up if you can, chest pressing down. Lifting up. And back, tight core. Notice how you're having to shift weight, the muscles you're having to use to stay balanced. Bend the back leg, lengthen front. Lift up and hold. Nice. Marry the left foot to the right, so come forward and step back. Big step. So I want you to lengthen through the back leg. Feel the gluteus and glute engage. As you lengthen through that back leg and you press that back heel down, you should have felt that gluteus tighten. Then I want you to shift weight to the front so that you have even weight, front and back. You're not leaning so far forward that knee is past that foot. Always keep good form. Joint on top of joint. Bring the arms up, and then we switch. Bend through the back knee. Lengthen through the front. Tight core, hover. If it's too much to hover, set those arms down on the leg. Lift. Tighten. So see, then we start to pay attention and we notice when we come forward, the core tightens. When we lift up, the gluteus squeezes. Again. Breathe. Lift. And down. Couple more. Lift. And back. Nice. Step the left foot back to the right. Uttanasana, chair pose. Bring the arms up, full body stretch. If you ever feel the need to bend back, always squeeze through the gluteus to protect the lower back. You don't ever want to come back too far. Hands to heart center. What are you thinking about? What do you need to let go of, if you can? Remember, bringing attention to it is the first step in letting it go. What you can embrace, you can erase. What you resist is going to persist. sun salutation. Arms come skyward. Swan dive down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Press your hands back down, forward fold. Pick up your left knee, bring it into your chest. Extend your left leg behind you in your runner's lunge. Now, come on up. Setting that back leg down. Bring the arms together if you can. Your low crescent. Nice. Coming back up, extending out. Warrior three. Lifting the knee forward. Coming back, warrior three. Lowering back. Crescent. And then low. Again, bring the knee up if you can, your crescent. Moving into warrior three. Lifting through the knee. Take your time. Transition back to warrior three. Settle back. Crescent. Ease down. Marry your hands to the mat under the shoulders. Take the right foot back to marry the left in your downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk your dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Maybe rolling the foot over to really get a good stretch of the whole foot. The top of the foot making contact to the mat if that feels good to you. Bending through the toes. Nice. Flow forward to your plank, half or full. Chaturanga, down, lift. King Cobra. Coming to your up dog if you choose, lifting the legs off the floor. Raising to your downward facing dog. Nice. Bending through your knees. Settle down. Your child's pose. Stretch. From your child's pose, gliding forward. Your plank. Chaturanga down. Lift King Cobra. Maybe staying here, maybe coming to that up dog. Lifting to your down dog. Stretch. Nice. Take your left leg skyward. Your left knee travels in. Your left foot steps forward. Remember, we step, lift, and place. Don't worry about stepping into a 90-degree angle. Step where you can, then pick up your ankle, and form that 90-degree angle. Nice. Lift up your crescent. Lower down. Hold. Nice. Coming back. Moving into your warrior three. Extending the arms, stepping forward, flowing. Virabhadrasana 3, flowing right into warrior three here. Bring the knee in and lift. If it's too much to lift, keep the toes on the floor. Breathe. Transition back into warrior three. Ease that back leg back down, your crescent. Settle the back leg down. Once more. Lift. Come up if you can. Extend the arms, transitioning into warrior 3. Bend through the knee. Hold. Flex through the foot. Back to your warrior 3. And settle back into your crescent. Nice. Marry the arms to the mat. Step forward, your right foot to your left. Forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive lifts you skyward. Your hands marry at heart center. Come with me into another sun salutation. Consider your thoughts. What are you feeling? Remember, this is a practice. And so is being still and considering how you feel and what you think. The more you take time to practice stopping and asking yourself, what do I feel? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? Bring the arms skyward. Swan diving down. Bring your hands to your shins, your Ardha Uttanasana. Half forward fold. Press the hands back down. Nice. Pick up your right knee, extend your right leg out into your lunge. Now if you can, I want you to pick up your hands and hover over your knee. If you need to, you can always rest your legs or your hands on your upper leg. But if you can hover here, remember hovering always makes us use our core. We're working against body weight. My head and neck is flat. My weight is not only into this front foot, which is directly underneath my knee, but it's also in the back foot. I'm lengthening out through that leg. And if I can, I want to twist to the right. Now, if it's easier for you to set the left arm down or rest it onto the leg, you can. If you can hover here in your twist, do so. Breathe. I'm opening up through the chest. I'm drawing the right shoulder back. My core is tight. I'm keeping tension in the legs. Now I can stay right here. But if I want to challenge, I take that left arm up and out. And I lift up the back leg, coming into half moon. Breathe. Nice. Slowly ease back into your twist. Into your hover. Settle the arms down, lengthen through the leg, your hamstring stretch, pressing your chest to your upper thigh. Breathe. Making sure that my hands are directly under my shoulders. I marry my left foot to my right in my downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From my down dog, I come to my forearms. Now maybe I need to set my knees down first. Maybe I can just travel down to my forearms here. And if I kept my legs the same, now I would be in my dolphin pose. Elbows directly under shoulders. Drawing the shoulders back, I'm pressing the chest to the upper thigh, dolphin. From my dolphin, Maybe I can flow forward into my dolphin plank. Tight core. Weight is in my forearms, no strain in my shoulders. If I'm working on dolphin plank, I set one knee down, and every once in a while I lift it up. That's how I build strength. Hold it as long as you can, then set the opposite leg down. If I choose to challenge here, I take my left hand to my right elbow, rotate to the right, into my forearm side plank. Maybe challenging even more here, stepping the right foot forward. Breathe. And back. Forearm plank. Maybe staying here, maybe I rest, setting my knees down. Maybe I switch, transition to the opposite side. Right hand to left elbow, reaching in my forearm side plank. Maybe I challenge, left foot stepping forward, pushing into that left foot. Breathe. And release. Settle down slowly. Find your Sphinx pose, lifting through your heart here. This is a bend through the back. So if you don't like this bend in the back, then ease the chest down closer to the mat. Breathe. Bring the hands in under the shoulders. Baby Cobra, Bujang Asana. Push, it's your push up to your plank. Lift, down dog. Now it's the right leg that climbs skyward, the right knee comes forward, the right foot steps. Lift and place. Find your 90-degree angle. And then come up and hover, if you can, over that leg. So to hover, I'm really putting weight into that front foot, but I'm pressing down through the back heel. My core is working overtime. I'm really tight in the core, keeping myself balanced and up. Again, I can always rest though. And then I twist to the opposite side. Still bending through the knee, but keeping that knee on top of the foot. Breathe. Nice. Maybe staying right here, maybe transitioning into that half moon. Right arm up and out. Lift through the back leg. Half moon pose. Remember, the tricky part about half moon is bringing that gaze to that arm that's skyward. Breathe. Easing back. Finding your twist. Find your hover or your resting spot in your lunge here. Marry your hands to the mat under your shoulders as you lengthen through the right leg, stretching through the hamstring. And you want to feel the stretch from the gluteus down to the heel, but you don't want to strain. This should feel good. Your core is tight, your upper body is relaxing over the lower body. If you feel pain or strain, come up or set that back knee down. Find the position that's best for you. And then we marry the left foot to the right. Uttanasana, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive brings you up. And your hands marry and hold. heart center. Nice. Balance. Remember, always find a spot where you know you're not going to fall, especially if your balance isn't so good today. Maybe be close to the wall or have a chair nearby. And I want you to take your left foot in front of your right and just place the sole of your foot right on the upper portion of the ankle, so the front of the ankle. Now notice how you immediately tighten through the core, and then slide that leg up into your tree pose, letting your tree form wherever it wants to be with that leg, just not on the kneecap. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Nice. Maybe staying here in your tree. Maybe taking that right arm down, bringing the left arm behind, grabbing onto the top of that foot, pulling the foot and the heel in towards the buttocks, but pushing away at the same time, feeling that resistance here. Breathe. Bring that knee to the front. Flex through the foot. Maybe you're staying here. Maybe your toes are close to the mat. Maybe you want to challenge today. Coming into that big toe hold. So I can keep my knee bent, or I can extend the leg out. Same thing on the opposite side. So now my right foot lifts up, and the sole of the foot just rides up until it rests on the top of the ankle. My core is tight, the trunk of my body is long. And I assume my tree, opening up that hip by extending that knee out. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Lowering the left arm, grabbing on to the right foot. Easier said than done, huh? Lifting through the opposite arm, creating that resistance as I push away the foot but pull it in at the same time. Breathe. Bringing the knee forward, bending, flexing through the foot. Maybe staying right here. Maybe grabbing onto that big toe. Maybe keeping the knee slightly bent. Maybe extending the leg out. Your big toe hold. Find our way down to the mat. Bring the arms skyward. Swan dive down. Uttanasana. Now I want you to take your left leg and extend it behind you and bring the right foot over to the left into your pigeon. Your pigeon pose. Lifting through the heart. Once again, if you like that bend in the back, we're lifting the heart even more. We're coming up onto the fingertips maybe even. If we don't like a bend in the back, we're easing down. Bending through the elbows though, creating a little bit more challenge because we're taking weight off. Unless we come to our forearms. So remember, make this as gentle or as challenging as you wish. This is your pigeon. Breathe. Make sure in your pigeon though that you're right on top of that hip. You know that because you have a little bit of a bounce. If you're over to the side and you don't feel that bounce, you're not on that hip. If pigeon is not good for you, you can always swing that long leg in front of you and bring that bent knee on top. It's the same thing. You're just not utilizing the weight of the body on top of that hip to help open it up, which is fine if that's better for you. Now even here, if I wanted to challenge, I could bring my right hand in. I could slowly bend through my back left leg. Maybe that's enough. Maybe I want to reach back. Maybe I touch my heel. Maybe I can grab onto the whole foot. Maybe I can balance. Maybe not. Whatever's best for you. Find your hands under your shoulders, curl through your back toes, step back. Bring that left knee in now, left foot over to the right. I'm on top of that hip now on the left. Again, I find the pigeon that's best for me. Maybe it's lifting through the heart, bending through the back. Maybe it's easing down, maybe it's resting onto my forearms. Breathe. What are you feeling? What are your emotions? What's the mood that you've created? Maybe I challenge. Left hand in, right knee bends, right arm reaching back. Breathe. Nice. Coming out of my pigeon, I bring that right back leg in front and I hug onto the knees, bringing the chest up close to the upper thigh, lengthening through the back. Here I can always bring my hands back behind me. As I start to tighten through the core, I lift the feet up so that they're just barely off the mat, trying to keep the back long though at all times. If I need to keep these hands back behind me, I can. If I can extend them out in front of me, I do so. Maybe coming into your boat pose. Back to your crunch. And boat. And crunch. Boat. And crunch. Last one. Boat pose. Lengthen. And crunch. Bring your hands back behind you. Shift the knees over to the left. Now, if I need to set the feet and push against the toes onto the mat, that's fine, but if I can hover here, tightening through my core, a little more challenging. Lift back, same thing, the opposite side. Again, I can always touch those toes down to the mat, or I can hover. Once again, and this time maybe challenging even more if I can, extending legs out. Draw the navel into the spine. Come back. And again, extend out. And back. Nice. Rocking back by bringing my arms underneath my legs and just rocking back, or slowly extending using the core and the back. That's very challenging on the core and the back, so don't cause any pain. Do what you need to do. Extend your arms above your head, your toes out in front. Breathe. Lower the arms alongside the body. Raise one leg and the other, coming to your up the wall pose, pressing the lower back into the mat. Flexing through the feet. Settling the right foot down. And letting that right knee flare out. Grabbing onto that big toe if you can, lengthening through one leg, opening up through the hip on the other. Nice. Now bend through that knee and pull that foot in towards you. Extend the opposite leg with a hover out from you. Nice. Grab onto that big toe and pull that knee towards the shoulder. Lengthening through the opposite leg, whether it's resting on the mat or hovering, your choice. And then we switch. Lift through the right leg, settle the left foot back down, flex through the foot. Again, letting that left knee flare out. Lengthening through the right, maybe grabbing onto that big toe or the foot. Breathe. Drawing that right foot in, lengthening that left leg out to a hover or to rest. Stretching the piriformis here on the right now. And then grabbing back onto that toe and pulling that knee down towards the shoulder. Breathe. Nice. Now, bring the opposite leg back up, crisscross through your ankles, push gently away the knees. A little bit of resistance there. And then slowly allow those outer ankles to make their way to the mat. Letting those inner thighs and that pelvic area get a good stretch. Your lower back's going to lift off the mat, and that's fine. You can raise your arms skyward if that feels good to you. Feel the whole trunk of the body. Get a nice stretch there. From here, just picking up the right knee and letting it flow over top of the left. As your arms come to the right with your gaze, your half spinal twist. And back. Same thing on the opposite side now. Now my left knee flows over my right. My arms come to the left with my gaze. Spinal twist now on the right. Breathe. And then knees come into the chest. Give them a hug. Hopefully not your last hug today. Extend one leg out and the other, finding Shavasana, Yoga Nidra. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Remembering that anytime we have good thoughts, we cannot have bad feelings at the same time. Remember, your thoughts drive your feelings, and your feelings drive your thoughts. So ease into those still, quiet times where you can notice, where you can be aware, and where you can shift your thoughts to those that drive your life. We know that not all of our thoughts are going to be optimal, nor are all of our feelings. We know that. Once we learn to accept that and to just give them the attention they call upon, and then move on. We give them the attention, and then we make that shift. And that practice will become natural. Natural to shift to a more positive thought, a more positive feeling, which will lead us to a more positive life. Start to bring movement back into the body. Wiggle, bend, lift, extend. Once you're ready, rotate onto one side or the other. Take a deep, long breath in. And as you breathe out, let go. Let go of breath, of negativity, of worry, of anxiety, of fear. Let go of these things so that when you move on out from here, from this practice, that you feel lighter, more positive, more at peace. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, push with the opposite arm. Bring yourself up to that seated position where we all started just a little while ago. Always remembering we're in the same position. We're on the same mat, we're in the same room, but we're not the same. We are ever changing. And we have a chance every second to become different, to be renewed, to be replenished, to be more resilient. Bringing your hands to heart center. Loka samasta sukhi nirvamantu means may the entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. I hope you felt all of these things, and I hope you're able to go out now and share them with all of those you come in contact with. We always end our practice with that simple salutation, namaste. It simply means the light and life in me honors and respects the light and life in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your Monday night with me. I hope you're able to move from this place with more peace, with more joy, with more chances to notice your feelings and your thoughts.